Okay, shout out to Ben who suggested this filter. I must admit, very surprised. Okay, so this is a new filter by Furplast, who now have been bought out by Hydor. This was in relation to some comments I had about clear plastic and that, so I thought, you know what, it's probably a good idea to have a look at something else. This is huge, but this is the biggest version, and you can run it as small or as large as you want. It comes with a spray bar, and it's by a company called Furplast. Now, this is the biggest one they do, which is 1200 litres an hour. So good for a lot of tanks, and it's 16 watt. You'd need a big tank for this because it's 38 centimeters high. To put that into context, let's put this up against this. So you're looking at from, say, the bottom of the substrate to there. Okay, let's put that back. Now it does come with a spray bar. The adjustment for the volume of water that comes out, or the power flow, whatever you want to call it, is there, and it's obviously directional. This is the pump unit itself, which comes off quite easily, and as I say, this is really good because it filters all three zones. Even though it looks like it goes into each section, it goes in here, down, and all through the bottom, so it goes up through all three sections, which means you could potentially have foam in there, and you can have normal media in there, which is fantastic. And I think it looks quite sharp. Now, this is sort of the version that I wanted instead of the All Pond Solutions. However, the All Pond Solutions is half the price of this. So for half the price, you can have one that looks similar, blah, blah, blah. And the only things I had issues with the All Pond Solution, to be fair, was the suckers. Well, look at the size of the suckers on that. It's quite a heavy unit. I would suggest that if you're going to put this, maybe put a stone under it and actually sit it down there. All right, let's take a closer look at it. Okay, so this comes with 3 sections for actual media. Now, if you look in there, they are different grades of sponge. That one's supposed to be carbon imperforated, but I'm not sure about that anyway. And they're just sponge, so this is just a powered sponge filter, although that can be good. And the head unit, this is very well built. I must say, this plastic is extremely strong. So we're going to have I'm going to put it together and we'll have a quick look at it and see what it actually. Okay, so here we are. I've separated it just so you can have a quick look. It comes all built anyway, but there are 4 sections. You've got the pump head unit. The next one down was carbonated sponge. The next one's down a 30 ppi pores per inch sponge, and then one of 45 pores per inch. Okay, and some ancillaries. So I'm going to put this together and we'll have a look at the ancillaries that come with it. I've just noticed, even though these suck in, they all go down to the bottom, go in the bottom and then up through each of the sponges. So you could put media in these 2 and have the fine sponge there, and that would be a very, very potent filter. So some of the accessories you get with this, which is really cool, a spray bar. I think it's a fantastic. Obviously the usual aeration tube, which we're not going to be using, and lots of little bits and pieces. But look at these suckers, they're huge. And in this one there are 6 of them that goes on here, which I think is a fantastic idea. We're going to have a look at the instructions because I want to make sure of how this actually goes on. Not very deep, but they are very big and very rubbery. So I kind of think this is going to be quite cool to have a look at, and I'm really impressed with this. This comes off, okay, this part here, you pull that and the motor's in this portion here, which I think is a fantastic idea. So we're going to go and have a quick look. I'm going to put the suckers in and the sponges and everything else and just get this thing together and let's see how it looks. Point of reference, in this version, which is the biggest version, you get 2 of these brackets, okay? So I would probably put 4 and 2, okay, because this weighs quite a lot. You could probably get some extra suckers actually and put them on there. This literally just slides on and off. It's that simple. And the same with the bottom one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 4 suckers on the top one and 2 on the bottom, and we'll have another look. Okay, so that's it on there. All right. It would have been nice to have another 2 suckers. I might even put these down here. I haven't decided yet. This was just to show you. Okay. And we're going to have a look at the little bits and pieces here. Most of them are for flow, you know, differentiating the flow and that. But again, I want to see what difference it actually makes. Okay, to adjust this, you turn this. You have to put this in. This doesn't come with it. I'm going to use a spray bar as well, because I think that'd be easier to show you the flow on this. But I kind of like the way that these suck in from all these different areas and then go to the bottom and then go through, because I think that's a fantastic idea for, you know, it's kind of pulling in from all different areas of the tank, which should alleviate a lot of dead spots, which I like. Okay, on a side note as well, if you want to get one of these, I'll put a link in the description. It's from Charterhouse Aquatics. Don't search for Furplast or Hydor. Yeah, the best thing to put on here is this. Just that. Okay, and then you'll find them a lot easier. These are 16 watt. In English terms, that'll probably run about 64p a day ish, calculating it on this website. Yeah, about 64p a day, so that's not too bad. Okay, let's get it wet. Okay, so I've had to put it on the slant because it is quite a huge thing. I've taken one of the sections out, so let's get it wet and start it up. You ready? There you go. I'm going to get it under the surface in a minute. Now, to adjust it, you've got this thing, so you literally just turn it. That's the lowest. Sorry, that's the lowest, which is literally just a trickle. You'd never use that, never at all. And then that's the limit there. Let's turn it up a bit. There you go. Now I'm going to put it under the water so we can get an idea of how much noise is coming out of this thing. Let's just turn it like that. Not too bad. I mean, you're not going to notice this in the back of a tank anyway, to be fair. Okay, let me see if I can get that spray bar on there. Okay, spray bar's on there. And I kind of noticed one thing that might be an issue. Okay, let me turn it on, you'll see. Yeah, okay. So the thing can move it, it's that powerful. So you probably want it on a different limit or close to the bank. It doesn't come with suckers for this. Okay, so you might want to rethink that. Yeah. But I like the idea. I mean, that's a hell of a flow. Let's try it on a lower flow. Oh, of course, you're going to have to change that. There you go. I like it. It does get my thumbs up. There's not much noise coming from it. I'm going to have a closer look at these sections now. And what do you think? I like that. Okay, so I just wanted to show you how these actually work. So basically the water comes in through here, okay? It goes down to the bottom, okay? And then as it goes all the way down and down and down and down to this portion, okay? Let me take that off. Then it swirls around in here with the baffles going, and it goes back up through. So it goes through that, all that foam, okay? Then the next section, all that foam. So what I'm going to do is in the top section where it's got carbon, I'm not going to put carbon, okay? I'm going to put some media, probably some biohome. I've got the smaller version which goes into here, which I'll show you in a minute. The only problem I found is when I was putting these back, they weren't fitting together properly. And I think it's more me than the actual filter. I think that you have to have it set like that to put it back, so be very gentle with that. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use. This is basically Biohome Ultimate, but it's called Biohome Plus, and it's designed smaller to fit in tiny little filters. So we don't need activated carbon, but what we do need is media. So we're going to stick a few bits in here. Now this will make it quite a bit heavier, so you will need to make sure that those suckers are in the right place. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let me fill this up. Obviously if you pack this neatly you might get a lot more in. I mean, ideally if you're going from another filter, then you'd obviously use media out of that filter. That's why this is ideal, because literally if I bought another one I could swap these over and then we'd have a perfect sentiment. Okay, let me just see in a minute how much media I got in there. I don't think it's going to be a great deal, but it'd be more than what I'd expect, to be fair. Okay, I got 235 grams in there, which is I mean, it's a weight, to be fair. Okay, so there you have it. So I'm going to show you how the water comes in first. I'm not going to put that on there yet. So the water comes in through these. Okay, it goes through these all the way down at the bottom into this, and it goes up all the way through all the media. Okay, so you put this last because obviously you want the clean water to go over the biomedia. Okay, this is going to get rid of all the heavy particulates, and then you want clean water to there. Okay guys, so now you know how it's set up. Let's get it wet. And as you can see, it's got way too much flow. Look at that. All right, and this is a 180 litre 200 litre tank, and it's just blowing everything everywhere. Look at this plant, look. Okay, so I'm gonna have to turn it right the way down. I've also had to take a section out because this is 38 centimeters tall in the tank. So let me quieten that down a little bit. Okay, so this is how I'm gonna suggest you do this. Get the smaller version, okay, not the 3 section, get the 2 section. I believe it's 300-400 litres an hour less. It's a little bit noisy at the moment, but that's because I've got it above the water, just to show you that flow is on medium, or what I would class as medium. You can go a little bit lower, but there would be no point having a filter in there. I'm going to take the spray bar off, and we'll see how much flow it's got then. Okay, after a little bit of flaffle, I managed to get it in the tank and submerged. As you can see, it's generating some flow. I put it onto about 500 litres an hour. That's only an estimate based on its 1200 max. And that's just doing that. It is a little bit noisy, but not overly noisy. I mean, it's about the same as the EHIM. I've taken the EHIM out. The testing is done on that. The results are positive with the EHIM. And there you have it. So I've had to slant it, but you can run these horizontal. So yeah, time will tell. I'm going to give it a few weeks. I've put some seeded material in there, so that'll help with it. I want to see just how much. This always has nitrates in here, okay? And I'll tell you the reason why this tank has nitrates is because my tap water is 50 parts per million. So when I do a water change, it goes up rather than down, because obviously plants take the nitrates out. So there you go guys, you have a great day.